Our story takes us to the setup of the Western film Rust on October 21st, 2021. One of the awful mishaps that happened on set was when famed actor and producer Alec Baldwin, who was rehearsing the scene, discharged a prop gun handed to him and killed Halyna Hutchins, a cinematographer, while the movie's director, Joel Souza, received injuries. What transpired shocked everyone from the hills of Hollywood to the global realms. But how exactly did it go down? Let's start by getting familiar with the key players involved.
There is new evidence out from the investigation of Alec Baldwin's accidental shooting incident on the set of his movie Rust.
Alec Baldwin has had a long, extensive career, originally rooted in film and television, having starred in 30 Rock, The Departed, and recently portraying Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live. Working in the public eye barely touched Baldwin. Baldwin was an actor and executive producer of Rust. But perhaps the most haunting role would be that of a man holding a gun, loaded with a live round, something that should not have been there. Baldwin's acting career has spanned several decades and led to numerous awards and recognition through multiple Emmy Awards, Golden Globe Awards, and Screen Actors Guild Awards. He has been attached to big-ticket items and maintained a standing in the entertainment community. But what happened on the set of Rust first initially places a very dark shadow over his admittedly illustrious career, when questions about safety measures and responsibility during film projects come to light. Add to this Jensen Ackles, the star of the long-running series Supernatural, and the recent breakout hit The Boys, who was cast as Baldwin's co-star in Rust. Fans were stunned to find that he was there on set the day of the shooting, but even more so by the part he played in the unfolding drama. With a reputation for charisma on screen and a hardcore fan following, Ackles had no warning that he was about to face real tragedy. From the late 1990s, he had started working in TV series of some popularity, including Days of Our Lives and Smallville. However, it was the role of Dean Winchester in Supernatural that really brought him into the limelight. Through the success of the show, Ackles became a household name with a really dedicated fan base. His eventual role in The Boys, as the shady character Soldier Boy, really cemented this actor's versatility. Still, his involvement in Rust was to be quite unlike the nearly constant perils he had undergone fictionally on screen. Finally, there was the armorer, responsible for the weapons on set. It turned out that the armorer herself was to be found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in March 2024 and was sentenced to 18 months in prison. That change in ruling came when it emerged that live ammunition had been on set. The critical, fatal error. Perhaps nowhere is the position of the armorer more critically situated within fault than it would be in guaranteeing cast and crew safety.
Here. Guys. On the first time. Disconnect there. You got it? Hey, can you take over that?
Questions were put to the background and experience of this very armorer. It is usually the armorer who is responsible for all firearms on set, ensuring that they are well maintained and that no live ammunition ever makes it on site. Laxity in adhering to these safety protocols ended up leading to a tragic accident that could so easily have been avoided. Now, on to the interrogations. We start with Alec Baldwin. His interview footage shows a shocked and incredulous man. He related leading up moments to the time of the accident, saying that he was handed the gun and asked to point toward the camera. Baldwin says he was told that it was cold. The gun had no live rounds in it. Aside from that, the investigation has also revealed the bombshell of live ammunition on set. According to testimony from crime scene technician Marissa Popple, active rounds were discovered inside and near the prop cart and in holsters that were worn both by Baldwin and Ackles. This raises a list of serious questions about safety measures and who is at fault within the crew. A possible line of argument by Baldwin's legal team will be that he was assured that the gun was safe, so the responsibility lies with those in charge of weapon safety on set. We found live rounds mixed with dummy rounds on set, Popple says, to include rounds found in Baldwin's holster and another worn by Ackles. The implications could be enormous and point to a serious lapse in movie production safety measures. The fact that there was live ammunition on any movie set is just an error. It underlines the necessity of safety protocols. Jensen Ackles clarifies further. According to Ackles, he was to be there at the scene where the gun went off, and he narrated how a lot of chaos erupted afterwards. He wasn't in the church as the gun went off, though he rushed towards the scene upon the shot.
handle a gun almost, every day. I mean, it was part of my costume. They would hand me a gun in the morning. I would check it. I would do my own checks. Just because I've been in the industry for 25 years, I've had a lot of onset and offset training for firearms. So my quick check is if they hand it to me, they show me all of the dummy rounds in the wheel. And then I just take it, and armorers hate this, but I just dry fire it into the ground 6 times.
Okay.
That's my own personal check. They're like, oh, don't do that, it's gonna hurt the firing pin. I'm like,
Something we need to do.
so what?
Yeah.
I want to know that all of these are actual dummies. Not that I would ever think that a live round would be in a gun on a set.
It just sounded different. A real round sounds different than a blank, Ackles recalled. In a nerve-shredding first-hand account, Ackles describes in graphical detail the immediate aftermath of the shooting.
Alec.
He also reveals a kicker. He was to have been Baldwin's intended target in the actual scene of the shootout. I knew he was in the movie and on set. I did not know he was supposed to be the one Alec was supposed to fire upon later when they were going to actually shoot the scene, one commenter noted on social media. What really puts a horrifying twist to this entire incident is how close Ackles came to being directly involved in this shooting. Equally revealing is the questioning of the armorer. The armorer was responsible for ensuring that all weapons on set were safe to use. During his questioning, it becomes quite hard for him to explain how live rounds ended up on the set. The whole armorer's defense rests on an argument that they followed standard procedure, while the existence of live ammunition suggests otherwise. I checked the guns, followed protocols, says the armorer. I don't know how live rounds got mixed in.
That day, I did exactly what I've done every day on that movie.
Which is what?
Which is that there's an armorer there, and that word is new to me. In the years I've been in this
What
business,
did you call it?
It was a prop guy or woman. And the prop person would come, and sometimes they would insist on demonstrating for you and the camera crew. They take the gun, if it was a contemporary gun, they show you the chamber, they show you the clip, they say, the gun is cold. And you look at it and go, thank you.
But that clearly contrasts with the tragic ending of an incident and physical evidence collected at the scene. It was a failure on the part of the armorer to intercept the live rounds from being on set, therefore leading to the fatal incident. The leading factor that may be argued as pointing out the importance of vigilance and safety protocols. The stakes are huge for Alec Baldwin as the trial date nears. Actually, he is charged with the crime of involuntary manslaughter, which carries legal and harsher personal consequences. Ultimately, this will all depend on the testimonies and evidence to be presented in court, to which the whole world will see. One line of argument from Baldwin's legal counsel could be that he had been assured the gun was safe, so responsibility lies with those who had anything to do with the weapon safety on the set. Its effects extend beyond the courtroom. Halyna Hutchins was such a talented cinematographer, her career so long and successful, stretching out in front of her. Her untimely death has created a loss in the world of films, and pain for family and friends. The commitment to her craft, which colleagues and loved ones speaking of Hutchins, described a passion for filmmaking that now carries additional poignancy in light of her passing. Now, there are discussions that come up, demanding stricter safety regulations at the film shoot sets. The use of real firearms and live ammunitions is under thorough scrutiny. Many want only prop guns. Leave special effects to digital rendering to help avoid such tragedies in the future. Further, following this incident, industry professionals are calling for deep reviews into the safety protocols to ensure such an accident never occurs again. The movie business is all about detailing and dedication to the job of creating compelling stories, but such commitment can never be at the expense of safety. Certainly, one of the very strong messages posed in relation to the Rust incident is that the safety of cast and crew should always be paramount over the need for realism. It doesn't just call for no more tragedies, but it also gives real meaning to the death of Halyna Hutchins, that her memory is not lost. While all of us wait to see the outcome in Baldwin's case, one thing is already quite clear. That incident has definitely changed forever how people in Hollywood would view on-set safety. Investigations launched against Baldwin, Ackles, and the armorer, after crossing greater planes of tragedy, prove a lot on just how strict the measures concerning safety happen to be, and monetary and human losses resulting from their going haywire. This tragedy is what should make the industry realize the need for a change in things to ensure that all those involved are protected. Let your thoughts be known below in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, inside out. The trial for the Rush shooting just started, so if you want to know more, make sure to check out this video on the screen.